Hello, love. Welcome. Welcome back, family. Sending you a great big hug right across Momma Gaia. This is your next installment, the next episode of Transmission Tuesdays. Galactic coded messages, confirmation messages for the highest and the greatest good of what I refer to as the ELSH collective family. In essence, empaths, lightworkers, starseeds, healers, and awakening souls in that respect. These are timely yet timeless messages. Know that if they've found you and you have found them, there's something here for you. I always invite you to share any confirmations, any synchronicities, any insights in relation to the messages that come through these portals of a video. I invite you to share them in the comments below. 55 on the counter as I say that, which is super fitting because we're moving into a 10-year, 2026, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10, closing out cycles. I am recording this on Tuesday, December 23rd, right after the winter solstice, as we move into Capricorn season, as we move into a clean slate, essentially. Okay, that is sort of the first part of this message. And I'm working with the energies here of the green fairy and the crystal energies of Fuchsite, this beautiful Fuchsite, and green Apophylite. Green Apophylite. Okay. Both these crystals very connected to the energy of the green fairy. Whenever she comes in, she really likes these crystals. And she's coming in to, I'm hearing, lighten the load a little bit. And that's a kind of play on words here because we are in the midst of the darkest time of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere, and she's bringing in a very ancient earth-based lineage understanding of this is how she's presenting it to me. A reminder and a remembering of the return of the light, so to speak. And this is something that the world over, Momma Gaia over, we celebrate at this time of the year. Okay? We have Christmas coming up, obviously, on the 25th of December. For those of us who celebrate, a very Merry Christmas. In Greece, we like to say Chronia Polla, which is a common way that we give blessings. Chronia Polla means many years, many years. And I say that many years in terms of your days being filled with love and joy, and always remembering the spark that is within. This is essentially what this time of the year is all about. Okay? Even through really difficult and challenging times, because that's been an ongoing theme now, that's been coming through for the ELSH collective. Okay? One of the themes. We are all where we are at on our respective journeys, and it's very important that each and every one of us honors that at this time, that we give the love and gratitude that we need to ourselves to remember that. This particular time of the year, in alignment with the teachings of the occult Christ that I've spoken about quite a bit already on this channel, this is a kind of energy of, this is a very heart-opening time of the year. This is a return, it signals a return of the divine feminine energies, and especially during the year that is, right? Looking at it in terms of cyclical time, in terms of earth time, okay? So it's a time of softening. It's a time of remembering the child within. It's a time of honoring that child within. And the green fairy always reminds me of that. She reminds me of what it is to be that child, what it is to love yourself the way you would love your own child, okay? As a loving mother to your child. But not just a mother is what she's bringing here. A steward, a guardian of that child. She's really emphasizing the word steward here. And there's a beautiful energy to that in terms of being, she's comparing it to being stewards of Momma Gaia, stewards of the earth, stewards of your mission, stewards of your values and what you believe in, stewards of your heart. And she really wants to simply bring in that energy. This is not going to be a super coded, complicated, layered message in terms of understanding different kinds of consciousness. This is about coming back to the heart. Simply coming back to the heart. And remembering your own creativity, your own creative fire as an empath starseed, and by extension of that, always a light worker and a healer. And on that note, we're just going to be popping cards today. She's directing me to pop from the Fairy Oracle, this Fairy Oracle, and also the Everyday Witch Tarot. These are going to be simple soul support messages to take with you, to take whatever resonates, of course. Especially poignant for this time of the year. Remember that these are timely yet timeless messages, okay? Real emphasis on the heart space here. Again, coming back to those teachings of the occult Christ, the heart-centered energy, a very soothing, comforting energy of the heart, wherever you are able to find it within you, is what she's saying. No matter where you are at on your journey, allow this video, this message, to be a portal to your heart. Make that intention to go a little deeper, to take in a deep breath and to center yourself and just feel into the loving energies of this message. I'm hearing that Black Eyed Peas song, Where is the Love? That song. Which is a song basically about, it's kind of encompassing the energy of what's coming through right now, what I'm picking up. I feel like I should link that in the description box, which I think I will do. And about remembering the truth of who you are, no matter what is being presented to you. And this has been an ongoing theme. That the way things are being presented to us are not exactly as they seem. More and more hearts are coming online. And if you look around you, you will find heart-centered souls. And perhaps for some of us, she's saying we need to make that intention. No matter how things are looking to us right now, we need to make that intention to see that wherever we go and in whatever we do. Because the love is here. It is present on Momma Gaia. We have made massive shifts in that. It's interesting that this is a galactic message, but we've got the Fae realm coming through. Very interesting. And she's reminding me with that Momma Gaia is galactic. She is a galactic being. She is of the galaxy, the same way that you are. All right? Okay. This energy is very, it's like when I'm channeling water. For those of you that know, you've been around here a hot minute. Anytime I connect with this watery energy, especially the whale and orca elders as well, whenever they come through, it can get very heady, this energy. It's wanting to come in to soothe. There's a lot of kind of dreamlike energy with this as well with her. Okay. Ooh. Do we want all of those? Yes, we do. All right. So what's beautiful about this deck is it's very image oriented with the artwork of Arthur Rackham. Okay. And Jaymi Jaymi Elford, she is the one that's written the guidebook for this. So I'm being guided to simply show you. The green fairy wants me to just show you the images. We're going to start with the bottom of the deck first and see what you take from it. And you can look at the numbers as well. This is number 32. Just take a look at the imagery. I'm not going to continue on with any of the messages. She's inviting you to take a look at the messages, at the cards. And if there are any synchronicities, any symbols coming through here that matter to you, that are significant to you, she's asking me simply to invite you to write what that is in the comment section. I'm also hearing poetry with that. This is about art, taking art and being inspired to do something based on the art that you see. And specifically, she's giving me writing with that. All right. You know what's interesting is there is a lot of water energy coming through these particular cards for me, is what I'm getting. This is an invitation to connect to Mother Earth. This is an invitation to connect to the Fey realm. This is an invitation, again, to connect with the elementals, to go for a walk, to honor the light of day, is what I'm hearing. On a more practical note, what she's also bringing through with these particular cards in this message is to make sure you're getting enough light. As a Lightworker Starseed, this is actually a very important thing for us. We need to pay attention to the light that we're exposing ourselves to on a day-to-day basis, whether it's artificial light, okay? There's a whole thing about LED bulbs, light bulbs, obviously fluorescent lighting. I mean, need I say more about that and how fritzy it can make you if you're sensitive to those sort of things, okay? Versus incandescent light bulbs versus natural light. This is something that's come through numerous times. With regard to, it doesn't matter, even if it's not sunny outside this particular time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, and depending on where you are in the world, right? We're getting less sunlight in general, less hours of sunlight per day. And also, in some places, it's overcast quite a bit, depending on where you are. But this message comes through and through over and over again. No matter what the light is like out, even if it's overcast, there's something about just getting outside and being exposed to the natural light of day. Even if it's overcast, even if it's gloomy, even if it's cloudy, there's just something about being outside. And now she's showing me the humidity. Okay. The negative ions close to bodies of water or that come through rain or any kind of humidity depending on where you live. There's something very cleansing about that. Obviously, it's water, but there's also something very calming about that, okay? There's a longing kind of energy that's coming through the collective right now, as if we feel there's something that we cannot have. For some of us, that's the end of a cycle in terms of limiting beliefs. That's one message that's coming through here. Another message I'm getting is the rose and the thorn. And some of us are really reflecting on the bittersweetness of life right now. This is number 15. This is the devil card energy. Number 9 is the hermit energy. So there's a lot of meditation going on there in terms of what's going on in our lives. A lot of reflection taking place right now. And she's saying that that is indicative of this time of year. That's what happens this time of year. So if there's any kind of judgment coming through on your own part around, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? Why do I seem to be so down this time of year? What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. You're a sensitive soul who is connecting to the energies at this time of year. But there's also a lot of joy this time of year as well. You are just as capable of tuning into that energy. And it's a frequency shift, right? It's a flip of a switch, she's saying. It's about, first off, making that intention, even though it can feel very foreign to us right now. And then she's showing me, again, being very attentive to your energy intake. What are you watching? What TV are you watching? What movies are you watching? What videos are you watching? Who are you listening to? This is something that it is a legit thing. It's like we can't overlook this. We really need to be paying attention to this right now energetically. Who do you have around you? What are you exposing yourself to? And if you're in a particular situation where you're having to deal with people and it's challenging, mitigating that with other forms of energy, other exposure to frequencies and energies that lift you, is how she's showing it to me, that kind of reminds you of that spark within, of the energies you want to be around. That's how you begin to balance this out. This thorn and rose, okay? This sort of, I mean, these are thistles, right? But what I'm getting with the energy of this card and what's coming through, number 15, the key 15 in tarot is the devil, is understanding that this is sort of, we're playing with energy here on Earth. I'm hearing earth magic with that, and I'm hearing Avalon, the energy of Avalon. What I'm seeing is light and dark, essentially, and the mixing and the contrast of it, and how this is part of what Earth School is about, and understanding that there are light aspects and dark aspects, and we play with this energy once we kind of take a step back and look at it from a third perspective, and not be so attached emotionally to the things that we don't necessarily like, is how she's showing it to me, okay? And this has to do with a frequency shift, specifically in our lives, and what we're focusing on. Again, what are we focusing on, and what do we continually affirm to ourselves, okay? We got 36 coming out here again. That's another 9. So there is, again, another nod here to a lot of cycles closing out with this calendar year as we move into the new year. Cycles around limiting beliefs, cycles around limited about victimhood consciousness. I'm also hearing cycles of anger, lashing out, not being able to mitigate or control our anger. And it's not always about controlling how we feel in that respect and not feeling it, okay? For empaths specifically, it's about not allowing that to overtake us. And the alchemy of that, of being able to feel into an emotion, feel what it is we're feeling, but not be attached to it. Because this is what we're moving into. What is this card 10? I need to read this because there's something in that. And again, 32 at the bottom of the deck, we're shifting. Something's shifting here. Something is changing. This, by the way, is also a very specific confirmation message for some of you of connecting with the elementals, connecting with the Fae. Some of you perhaps on that journey right now, opening up to the Fae realm. Number 10 is christening, initiation. This is an energy that we're moving into if we want. we can invite this in. This is a special time. A dedication ceremony is happening. A new baby receives their name. All have gathered around to celebrate. Music plays in the background, and there are offerings to be made to all the folk. Meaning, this is an auspicious card. You are being taken care of by those around you. This is a wonderful time to celebrate yourself, your companions, new life, and projects you are working on. Use this time to show gratitude for all that you've accomplished and done. This is the message right now. This is the message. This is what she wants us to focus on. This is the message. A christening is taking place. This is how she's showing it to me. There's a christening taking place. We are moving into a new phase. I'm back. We had a technical issue there for a moment. It's interesting because there's a message in that too, is what she's saying to me. My laptop went to sleep, and then for it to come back on again, I had to move or press a button, but then its connection with the camera was glitching, and I literally had to exit and come back into the program that I'm recording through. So this is a timeout. There's something significant again. It's that, wow. Okay, this is something that's been coming up recently. I don't know where I came across this, and it came up twice very synchronistically from two different sources. And I don't know how true this is, but the Green Fairy is inviting me to share this in lieu of this laptop blipping or short-circuiting, okay? When a woman is going through childbirth, right before the baby actually is delivered, there is always this point in the cycle of childbirth where she feels like she cannot do it. And oftentimes, and apparently this is something that I heard, it was a midwife, a woman who was speaking to this, a doula. Wow, and there's significance in that. Wow, there's a lot, because this is a christening. This is about a birth, right? This is about a birth. She's reminding me of that now, because that's what it said in the message here. Okay. We really need to hear this right now, especially for those of us who feel that we just cannot do this anymore, whatever that is. And we're talking about something here that we really want. And we're talking about something here that is being birthed from love, okay? So maybe this is a project. Maybe this is something you're focusing on. Maybe this is a change you want to make in your life, whatever that might be. Maybe this is a frequency shift. Maybe this is just where you are right now on your path, feeling like you're at a dead end. That was something that came through, I think, 2 messages ago. Feeling like you're at a dead end, okay? So apparently, this happens with the majority of women during childbirth, where right before the baby actually is delivered, emerges from the mother's womb and is born, right before birth. This is what she's saying. It's right before the birth actually happens. The mother is ready to give up. She's so exhausted or just in so much whatever state that she's in, okay, that she wants to stop. She thinks the mind, there's a lot here to do with the mind and belief, okay? Because I know that it's not like this for every woman. That's a whole other topic for discussion, though, because of the way that childbirth has been pathologized and a lot of the social conditioning around childbirth, unfortunately, which has a lot to do with the rejection of the feminine. Specifically the word she's saying, rejection, of the feminine. And there's so much divine feminine energy coming through the cards here and this message. So the mind is like, stop, I can't take this anymore. Overwhelm. I cannot do this. And it's literally right before the moment that she does. So there's a massive message here in terms of what you think you cannot do that you actually can. You can do it. There's so much importance in the can aspect of it. This is not about this, self-motivation talk of just do it. You've got this. Just do it. It's about your ability to be able to do it. Because you are able. You can do it. No matter how exhausted you are. This is also a nod to the fact that there is some higher power, which is so significant, it being Christmas time, okay? There's some higher power guiding you, just like it guides the woman. It's your life force energy. That's what she's saying to me. It's your life force energy. Look at that. The Wheel of Fortune coming out. Again, another 10. 10. Imagine it, ordain it. The significance of the 10, especially in Chaldean numerology, is that it's the energy of Isis and Osiris. Mama said, okay, I usually do not read this deck in reverse, but I picked it up and it's in reverse. For the star to be coming out in reverse here, this is picking up on an energy of thinking again, I'm not able to. And a lot of this always has to do with that term, shining our light, allowing ourselves to shine and getting out of our own way. Okay? Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This is the energy to embody. This Queen of Wands knows her worth and she knows her light. And what's interesting is the star card here is that it's the Star of Bethlehem. It's this energy of birth and baptism, going back to this christening. So there's a huge nod here to this energy of baptism, of initiation, of christening. When you are initiated, there's a process that you need to go through. And oftentimes the initiate goes through moments of not believing in themselves. That's part of the journey. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that in the sense of this belief that maybe I just should stop. Maybe I got to give up. Maybe I need to I drop this. It's part of the journey. For some of us, we really need to hear that right now. And she's directing me back to the 55 and the 5 and the 32 card here that came out. 555. This is an energy of massive change. And it's an energy of a massive shift of the wheel. A massive shift of the wheel. Something shifting, something changing, energy shifting. We're going through that process of initiation right now as Starseeds and as Empath Starseeds. There's going to be a lot more to say on that, is what she's showing me. There's something very significant about this time of the year. For many of us, this message is simply a confirmation that this is what you are going through, especially if you are feeling like, I don't know, I've done, I've been through so many changes already, and now I'm going through this, whatever again this is. It's that energy of, are you kidding me? Again? This is what I'm getting. It's okay, I thought I knew what I needed to know, and now I'm being presented with a whole other shift. There's something very big at the other end of this. I'm being shown an image here of, funny enough, a meditation from the occult Christ. I can't remember which archangel, though, it was that was connected to this. But again, this is an energy of rebirth. I'm being shown looking at your deepest fears and allowing those fears, this sounds crazy, allowing those fears to soothe you. It's the fact that you face those fears, that you look at them, whatever they are, that you look at them straight with the eye of the heart is what I'm hearing. And allow yourself to be okay with that. Allow yourself to be okay with the fear that you feel and not judge yourself for it. There's nothing to judge. This fear that you may feel, the anxiety, the anger, whatever it is, this thing that you may have denoted as bad or negative, it's here for you, to serve you. It's here for your highest and greatest growth. The judgmental aspect of it makes it that much more complicated. This goes back to the thing she said earlier about getting out of our own way. This energy of getting out of our own way. This is what we're being initiated into. And for some of us, yet again, because if you've signed up to do a lot of work here in this lifetime, you're going to get a lot of shit done. You're going to turn a lot of shit into gold. And that's a really good thing. Okay, I'm going to end it there. There's going to be more coming through on this particular message. I invite you to watch this over again. The Green Fairy inviting you to watch this over again. There's something about the frequency and the energy that's coming through this particular message. Please watch this. She's saying, whenever you're feeling like you're not enough, whenever you're feeling like you're judging yourself for the feelings that you have, and whenever you need to remind yourself to be your own big brother, big sister, your own mama, your own papa, your own best friend. It's as simple as that. I am sending you so much love wherever you are here on beautiful Momma Gaia. Christmas blessings to those of you who celebrate, and also solstice blessings as well. We're still in that portion of the year. If you would like to work with me, if you want to go deeper on your journey, all that information is in the description box below. I offer one-on-one sessions and also what I refer to as wildcard readings. If there's something that you would like, let's say some more immediate guidance on, soul support on, transformational messages on, those wildcard readings are video messages that I send to you based on whatever question, whatever inquiry you have, okay? All in alignment with your highest and greatest good, your growth, your evolution as an empath, lightworker, starseed, and healer. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the beautiful Green Fairy for coming through for these messages. I am sending you so much love wherever you are here on beautiful Momma Gaia, wherever you're at on your journey. In love and liberation always.